everybody, it's been a little bit. I've fallen behind on my videos, I'm sorry. But I'm here today and I have decided that I'm going to start an Instant Pot series on my YouTube channel because I'm terrified of my Instant Pot and I feel like most people are. And so I decided why not find a bunch of recipes that I can make that are gluten-free and Instant Pot friendly, and we'll go through the terror together. So today's video, we are going to start off our Instant Pot series with an easy, cheesy broccoli, chicken, rice yumminess in the Instant Pot. And it should be pretty easy. All of the recipes in this series I've never made before, so I'm going to be trying them out for the first time on camera with you guys so you can learn alongside me with the whole Instant Pot craziness, and we're in this together, so it's fine. I'm going to keep filming on my front porch for my intros because I love fall and I love my cute decorations and everything, and anyways, I'm scared, but we can do it. So let's get started! Also, I recently roasted these pumpkin seeds and they're so yummy. It's an old family recipe where you use Worcestershire sauce, and they're super good. If you guys want me to make a video on them, just comment down below and let me know. Alright, so let's get started. This recipe is really easy. It basically just has a couple different types of cheeses, some milk and water, some seasonings, rice. I used instant rice, broccoli, and then this salsa con queso, which is basically just dip for, you know, tortilla chips or whatever. That's where I got it. And then some chicken. So we're gonna start off by prepping the chicken, and mine was frozen, so what I did is I just ran some hot water on it and filled up this bowl. And this is, I know this is not the appropriate way that you're supposed to thaw chicken, but I never think ahead enough to do it in advance, so I stick it in the microwave for 5 minutes in a bowl of water and let it defrost that way because it's so much faster than letting it thaw out on the counter. This is how the chicken looked after the 5 minutes. Still kind of frozen, but not all the way frozen. And I cut it up into tiny little bite-sized pieces, and then I poured some oil into my Instant Pot and turned it to the saute setting and plopped the chicken in there, and chicken juices went everywhere, but it's fine. I disinfected the counter. And then I basically just stirred it, made sure all the oil was all over the chicken, added my seasonings, my salt and pepper, and my onion powder, and my garlic powder. As I always say in my videos, these are my go-to seasonings. They're just good staples for any dish. It adds flavor to anything without being too distinctive. And then I just cooked it for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I left it a little bit pink so that it could continue cooking with the rest of the ingredients and not be chewy. Then I took 3 cups of water and I poured it into the chicken and basically just took my spoon or spatula, whatever you're using, and just scrape the bottom, make sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom. Then I added more of all the flavorings since all of it went into the chicken, so that it had more flavor to it. And the trick with this is you don't mix it. I don't know why, but that's what the recipe specifically called for. So don't mix it once you add the spices. All you're gonna do is take your rice and you're gonna pour it in, and then you're gonna take your spoon or spatula or whatever you're using and just basically press down on the rice to submerge it all, but you don't want to mix it. Again, I'm not sure why this is the case, but that's what the recipe called for, so that's what I did. So basically just push down all the rice until they're all covered in water, and then you're going to put on the lid, and you're going to set it for pressure cook for 6 minutes. And this part confused me a little bit because I haven't used my Instant Pot a ton. Basically, I turned it onto the pressure cook setting for the 6 minutes and made sure that the top lever was in the pressurized, or whatever it's called, sealing position. And the timer doesn't start counting down right away because it goes to this on setting, and that's how you know that it's pressurizing. And then once the countdown starts, that's how you know it's been pressurized and it's ready to go and it's starting to actually cook the food. So this is when it had been pressurized and it turned to 6 minutes, and so the timer started counting down until it was done. And what we're gonna do now is a quick release. You're gonna take your spoon or whatever, and you're just going to turn it to the side. Make sure you're doing it with a spoon and not with your hand, because you can burn yourself with the steam. And you're basically just gonna let it quick release until it's completely unpressurized. And it took about 3 minutes for this to happen. And that's when that little part in the back will drop down to show you that it's unpressurized, and then you can open it up. And basically all this is right now is just the chicken and the rice with some seasonings in it. So I just stirred it around to get it nice and mixed together, get the seasonings all mixed in and everything. And then I poured in my broccoli, I poured in the milk, and I poured in the salsa con queso. And the funny thing is, as you guys are seeing right now, since I had not made this recipe before, it basically filled up my entire Instant Pot because I have a smaller one, I don't have the big one. So I was a little nervous it was going to overflow, but I just stirred really carefully and everything was fine. So I basically stirred it all together, made sure it was all nice and incorporated. And then you're going to turn the saute setting on again, and you're going to saute this for 7 minutes. And I could not figure out for the life of me how to change the timer on the saute setting. I kept trying and pushing all sorts of buttons and trying to reset it and everything, and I could not figure that out. So if you guys have tips and tricks, let me know down below for sure. I ended up just setting the timer on Alexa because I couldn't figure it out. So basically just saute it for 7 minutes, and it'll just cook, and you want to make sure to keep stirring it the whole time so it doesn't burn on the bottom. This is just going to help to absorb some of the moisture. And I used instant rice in this recipe. You can use regular rice too. Regular rice will actually absorb more water. And then after the saute setting was done, I added some mozzarella, I added some cheddar cheese, and some parmesan cheese. There are measurements in the recipe, but I just kind of eyeballed it depending on how much we wanted. And then I basically just stirred it all together and made sure it was all incorporated and everything, and it was done. Super easy recipe, super quick. It literally took like 10-15 minutes total, and we had tons of yummy food, and we had leftovers, and it was delicious. My husband loved it. He literally said, "Why haven't you made this before?" So it's going to become a staple in our home for sure. And I love it with the salsa con queso because it adds just a little bit of a zing and a little bit of a spice to it and makes it really flavorful and cheesy and delicious. So if you want to try it out, make sure to tag me at Little Liesl Creations and let me know how it goes for you guys, and stay tuned for more Instant Pot videos in the future. Bye guys!